So, what did I say? Evil Armor Emperor Uragiraffa Reverse. So, before I even look at this skill, I'm going to say it's probably going to be an act skill. I glanced at this card earlier, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be an act skill. And the problem with act skills in Vanguard is they have no premium value unless your G unit can bounce to the G zone after doing its skill. So I'm going to say right now, that this probably isn't going to be very good because it's a Giraffa card. Auto. Well, that's a good sign. Once per turn. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, very end. Cost, counterblast 1. Okay, it's not terrible. Your opponent calls any number of cards from their hand to rear guard rested, but must call at least 1. Okay. Your opponent's auto abilities do not activate for the call. If the number of cards your opponent called is less than the number of G3 cards in your Soul Giraffa, lock a rearguard and stand this unit? Well, huh. G3 cards. So it's just a restander? Is that really it? It's not very good. And you have to have the G3 card in the soul, but you don't have a method to get the G3 into the soul with this one. So you have to ride on the original. Let's look at the last skill. During your turn, when your opponent's rear guard's placed, block a rear guard and all of your front row units get power plus 50k. Holy shit. I doubt any of you have watched my other videos, but one of the issues I actually talked about in Mega Colony is that there aren't really cards that get power, which is why a lot of the time you'll see like 17k columns, you'll see like, oh, even with Antlion, it's like 30k power, it's not unblockable. But 15k to front row is not bad, because then the opponent at least has to guard with a trigger. Any number of cards. G3 cards in your soul with Giraffa in their card names. So I could see you ride Giraffa, first grade 3 ride. You toss another Giraffa down, counterblast, throw him into the soul. Make your opponent call to ride Uragiraffa next turn. And then your opponent has to call 2 cards down or you restand. The thing is, I don't think Uragiraffa reverse is really that threatening. Your opponent always has to call down 1, so it's not terrible, I guess. But this kind of adds on to what I thought Bushu was going to do, where they were like, oh, we're not going to give them the Giraffa starter, we're going to give them a new Giraffa card. And they did. Wow. I actually do like how it looks a lot. I like the carapace. It kind of looks a little bit like a Mega Glendios. The wings. The fucking sword carapace. Looks like he's mutated a bunch after he got reversed. Not that surprising. I mean, this skill is surprising. And this skill is surprising. It seems like they're going to play to the gimmick that your opponent has to call cards from hand. Your opponent's never going to call cards from hand. Your opponent's never going to let you restand. Like, that's the hard truth. But the thought is nice, I guess. If you somehow manage to turbo grade 3 units into your soul, and I'm already thinking about how to do that. It's not like you're playing Dream Painter anymore, and that's a Royal Paladin card. You can easily turbo grade 3s, whether that be with Dorcas, or Cradle Markers, or... Probably not that one. Sorry, I just woke up. You're probably going to be playing the Uragiraffa engine, which, again, this is going to be in B Premium. This isn't going to be in Premium. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Maybe with Malignantis this thing will become good, but I don't see it, because most cards in Mechanic require some kind of soul. Maybe you could play Magarla, but Magarla is so... I'd rather not play Magarla. And this strategy, like, if you want to, like, turbo, like, 5 G3 cards with Uragiraffa in their card Nightmare of the Soul, like, it's just so bad. Like, you're probably going to be pitching cards and discarding for grade 3 cards. Like, it's so bad. The card itself is good, I guess. If your opponent can't call, it's like, oh, free stand. But why wouldn't they? It kind of almost seems like you just run it as the one of in the Uragiraffa build. Unless I'm insane and there's some very important card I'm forgetting, they could just throw a card in soul and then fetch another card. Can't think of it though. Yeah, you played in Uragiraffa, Uragiraffa Reverse, and disappointed. Kinda wanted to go to Reverse, kinda wanted Cyclomatooth Reverse, because, you know, Spark Hercules Reverse would have made a lot of sense, honestly. This is disappointing. Oh, also, Atrius is just getting reprinted. Why? Who fucking knows? They could have used this opportunity to reprint Cyclomatooth or Gaticolio, but instead they're reprinting that. Then there's, oh, hey. I'll try reverse. Oh, are these the new characters? Oh no, it's you. Okay. Damn, nice jacket, bro. Good for you. They're still printing into dragons, which is really funny. Oh, do you actually get to call Terreno Legend by retiring this time? In this unit with equip gauge, Bushiroad. Just stop the equip gauges, it's so bad. Sweeper Tirakanto and Thunderblader were the only ones you did right. I have no idea why this exists. I guess because people aren't playing Spectral Duke Dragon enough, and it's Duke Dragon. It's like a thing. So stupid. Free 10k and a crit. Is it 12k base? Yeah, I don't know. Wait, it can just Superior right on any Vanguard? Why? Why can it do that? This is so silly. I mean, at least it's expensive, but that's so silly. Why can it do that? Yeah. Giraffa. My experience with Giraffa in V Premium was not the best, but I was also not playing the jerk build, so I don't know. It's a card, I guess. Won't do anything. Just
Hey guys, editor Tchomp here. I'm going to just go over a quick V Premium Giraffa deck to look at. So we're running the one V Premium starter, of course. I'm going to be running typical 8 crit, 4 draw sentinel. I'm going to be running 3 of the normal heal trigger and 1 of the heal guardians because I don't see the heal guardian come up that often in V Premium, so I think it's better to just have the higher shield most of the time. Typical standard for the V Premium Giraffa build, we're going to be running 4 high class moth, 4 of the pupa. We're actually going to be running 3 of the Battler M, and this is so that we can fuel into Uragiraffa's lock cost with relative ease. I think the extra shield actually helps a little with Giraffa's problem of kind of giving up a little bit of hand and field pressure to be able to use its skills. And because we're running more draw sentinels and we're running more Battler M's, we're actually only going to be running 2 Ballista. It's still useful for early rush attacks and for its amazing guarding skill, but we're just running less, so it's not as much of a strain on our hand pressure. And then we're going to be running 4 of the Elite Mutant because Giraffa, 4 Mechanic Armor Beetle, 4 Spear Attack Magarla Lancer, just easier to get Giraffas in the soul, stops the intercepting so the opponent can't just get rid of cards on board they don't want, 4 of the Evil Armor General. We're actually only going to be running 2 Emperor because it doesn't have as much pressure early, even if the cost is slightly better. And then we're going to be running 2 Intrude Scissors here. The reason why is because it kind of uses more of our soul and generates higher numbers. So when we do run Uragiraffa, then we can kind of just give ourselves higher power. And if we're fortunate enough, we can get the multi-attack skill off as well.